Am I the asshole I bought a multi-pack of snacks to leave in my locker at work and I don't think it's weird? Am I the asshole I bought a multi-pack of snacks to leave in my locker at work and I don't think it's weird? Today on a big food shop I bought a multi-pack of snacks to take into the office and leave in my locker at work. This makes sense to me for the following reasons. It's a snack I used to buy from the office vending machine, so I buy it myself now to save money. I keep a multi-pack in my locker so they're always on hand and I don't have to remember to pick them up every day. I don't eat them every day in the office, they're mainly a backup so the pack lasts a while. This is the scene as it happened. I put a pack intended for the office into our shopping trolley. My husband comes along and says he wants to get some of them. I say something like, "Cool, I have some for the office, grab another for home." I hadn't originally intended on getting another for home because we don't always go for that as a joint snack. I'd already picked up the snacks we regularly get. He thinks it's weird for the following reasons. That I buy snacks we both like and take them to where he can't share them. He thinks rather than buying 2 packs we should just split one in half or I should take a pack every day. I could do that, but then I either have to remember every day or buy them more frequently. Makes more sense to me to just buy one for the office and one for home. Extra info. We both also buy snacks and food the other doesn't like for the house. He works full-time remote. At the time he basically just moaned that it was weird. I brought it back up because for me it's similar to him picking snacks he knows I don't like, so they're just for him by default. I don't have a problem with that to be honest, so not sure why he has a problem with this. He suggested asking the good people of Reddit. So, is it weird that I buy a multi-pack of snacks to leave at work? Or is it weird that he has a problem with it? Am I the asshole for buying snacks we both like with no intention of sharing them and suggesting we get a second pack when he said he wanted some? Thanks. Edit. Added my husband's take on events in the comments below and added the "Am I the asshole" line above. First, why would he want you to spend extra money at the vending machines when you could plan ahead and bring your own supply? If you buy and split a home pack, you're just going to go through it faster and revert to the vending machine until you can get back to the store. This is a weird power trip, him expecting you to pre-plan and pack your snacks on a daily basis when he can just pop into the pantry with no forethought required. I don't know what his deal is, but it's a weird double standard, and there will be days you forget a snack and have to spend more buying at work, which seems really wasteful to me. Not the asshole. He works full-time remote. So my dude has no need for wasteful, single-serving snack packs. He can just eat from the kitchen pantry. This is such normal behavior I have to double-check. You're wondering whether it's okay to buy snacks for yourself and not only bring them to work, but to stock up. I am seriously failing to see the point of your husband's question. You get snacks your own way for work. If he likes yours as well, great, he can get some for himself too, in his own way, because he works someplace different than you. Not the asshole. And, what the fuck? Not the asshole. With his logic, you should never buy any snack while you are away from him if it's a snack both of you like. Here's the deal. How does this affect him? You like to buy in bulk for the convenience and the cost savings. He wants to deprive you of the convenience. Are you not allowed to eat types of food for lunch if he's not there? He needs to be the supervisor of the family snacks, but only if they are the type he likes as well? What a cold, damp blanket. You are not the He's being controlling and has failed to make a valid point. Especially since he never was interested in buy the bulk snacks ever before. NTA. Does he also get shirty about mums keeping juice boxes in their purse, or? IDK. Someone is being weird about this, but it's not you. You've been doing this a while, it sounds like, and it so literally did not affect him he didn't even notice, apparently. Your office stash is in the office for a reason, and you don't need to inconvenience yourself because, why? Seriously, he doesn't actually give a reason why you should stop doing the thing that works for you and does not affect him. This is a non-starter. If you want snacks for home, good, great, go ahead. Those are separate from your office snacks. Not the asshole. When I worked in an office I kept shelf-stable snacks there as it saved me time and effort and money. I don't understand his hang-up over just buying a set for the house and a set for you to take to the office. You would be buying them often if both are snacking on them. He probably just has a lil FOMO. We all get it. Am I the asshole for losing my temper over bone broth being added to a soup? My girlfriend, a 24F, and I, 23M, are ovo-lacto-vegetarian and have been for approximately 6 months or so because she developed a sudden involuntary negative reaction to meat and some animal products. At best she'll spit out the offending bite and rinse her mouth out, and at worst she'll get sick almost immediately. She's gone to her primary care and has seen a therapist, but we have yet to know why she reacts this way. Any meat, from mammal to poultry to fish, triggers this reaction in her if she consumes it. Even sufficiently meaty, vegan products that imitate the taste and texture of meat too well can set it off in her. I opted to cut meat out of my diet as well, considering I do most of the cooking and it's easier to make us both the same meals rather than worry about cross-contamination. I've grown to prefer some of the meatless alternatives of our normal fare, and seeing her unabashedly enjoy my food makes me feel warm and content. One of the worst ingredients that triggers a reaction in her is bone broth. I used to drink and cook with it beforehand, but nowadays I use mushroom broth and I don't notice much of a difference except when shopping, as it tends to be in stock at my local grocer even when the meat alternatives aren't. Sometimes I even switch out instant ramen seasoning for mushroom bouillon base with dried veggies if I'm feeling lazy and want something quick. We have a shared friend, B, 24M, who invites us and a few others, including C, 23M, over occasionally for dinner and a hangout. He's a much better cook than I am and he invited us over group chat recently, even offering to send a few recipes he'd been considering making by us to make sure he could accommodate. A and I looked over the recipes B sent and a minestrone recipe caught our eye, especially because it's been soup weather and I hadn't had proper minestrone in ages. We told him what we thought and he admitted it's what he would have chosen too. He sent a time and date to the group chat and all seemed well. The day rolls around and we arrive a little later than everyone else. We get settled in and we serve ourselves some soup before sitting at the table. I only had a single spoonful before immediately making a beeline for the bathroom. As soon as the bathroom door slammed shut, C shrunk in his seat and admitted to adding bone broth to the minestrone while B was greeting us as he felt it needed the flavor and didn't think A was, really, vegetarian. This is where I may be the asshole. I laid into C, calling him, among other things, a fucking idiot for tampering with food someone else made and a piece of shit for doing it knowing full well it was supposed to be vegetarian and making my girlfriend sick. I told him I never wanted to see his face again and left for home with her as soon as she got out of the bathroom and had rinsed her mouth out. Now the group chat is in shambles. A says she appreciates me standing up for her but feels bad for causing a scene. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. A recent article talked about an increase in meat allergies. It's called alpha-gal syndrome, AGS, and it's caused by a bite from the Lone Star tick. I think someone else mentioned it also. Not the asshole, and you're a good for not only sticking up for her but also changing your eating habits to help support her. Did she have COVID prior to this meat aversion? Asking because my aunt had it 4 years ago, and even the smell of pork makes her nauseated now, and this is a woman who'd buy extra hams at Xmas and Easter so she'd never run out. My best friend can no longer eat anything with peanut butter, which is sadly her favorite food. All the other side effects have worn off, but the specific food aversions remain. Not the asshole dude cared more about how dinner tasted than if your girlfriend could eat. And not just that, he sounds like one of those allergies aren't real people. Honestly, you're better off without him. He is too old to think tampering with food, that he didn't even cook, is appropriate. He poisoned your girlfriend, for God's sake. Make sure to tell your girlfriend she did not cause a scene. The guy tampering with all of your food did. Not the asshole if this isn't AI-generated rage bait. C deliberately sabotaged the host's thoughtfully planned and agreed upon meal, and showed himself unworthy of your friendship. He not only disrespected A, but B as well by tampering with the soup. I don't understand what gives people the impression it's their responsibility to disprove another person's claims regarding allergies, illnesses or disabilities. It's not his business and A didn't cause a scene, C did. Not the asshole. Deliberate tampering of food, no matter the motive, could become criminal if the person ended up with an adverse reaction and ended up in hospital. I get that your girlfriend A feels bad because it caused an uproar in the friends group. C is a total asshole and should be thrown away as a friend, but B sounds like an awesome and considerate friend who did nothing wrong. He probably wants to throw C away too. Not the asshole. You stood up for your GF. Messing with someone's food is clear-cut asshole territory. Am I the asshole for maintaining boundaries regarding my 2-month-old? I, 28F, am a first-time mom. My brother showed up to Easter sick, so naturally I got sick, and then my baby. We recovered and my mom asked if I wanted to go shopping with her today because we were celebrating my grandma's birthday. We are at Walmart and I had my baby wrapped up in a baby wrap so I could wear her. An older lady came up and touched my baby. I stated, "Oh, please don't touch the baby." She apologized profusely and rushed off before I had the chance to explain myself. My mom asks me, "Don't you think you're being a bit excessive? Your daughter was covered with the wrap." I said no, because the lady was also in my space. The wrap is a key baby wrap if that gives anyone reference. Fast forward to when we are at my grandma's celebrating her birthday. My mom brought cupcakes and my grandma asked me if she could give my daughter a little taste of frosting. I said no, not yet, she isn't old enough. My grandma waits until I'm not looking and gives my daughter some frosting. I looked up and saw that my grandma's finger was in my daughter's mouth. I explained how I felt disrespected because I said no, and she went ahead and did what she wanted to do anyway. To top the night off, I could hear my mom gossiping about what happened in Walmart while I'm changing my daughter's diaper. I rush out and say, "Wow. Gossiping about your own daughter, some mother you are," and went back in. She started talking again and I shouted, "I can still hear you." At this point, I'm fuming mad and I pack everything up and me and my daughter go home. But now I'm sitting up wondering if I was too harsh and if I should apologize. Update. My grandma sent me a Facebook message, and this is what it said. "My dear Caitlin, I'm so sorry I upset you yesterday. I was wrong in not obeying your wishes. However, I have raised babies and I knew the amount I gave her would melt in her mouth and wouldn't do her harm. I would never do anything to harm your precious bundle. I'm her GG and give me credit for knowing a little bit about babies. Enjoy her but don't smother her. I think you shouldn't have disrespected me like you did. I was hurt by your actions. I love you and hope this won't make a difference in our relationship." So this is what I said in response. It's not even about the icing at this point. She fussed and fussed the entire way home plus some because she had a bellyache. She is only 2 months old, her digestive system can't handle that. It's the fact that you and mom both blatantly disrespected me as a mom. I'm not saying you don't know anything about babies, but Dakota is my child and medical knowledge has changed since you and mom were new parents. Just because you did something back in the day, doesn't mean it's okay to do it now. The fact that I said no and you still did it, and you want to sit here and say I shouldn't have disrespected you. That's brave. I am not raising my daughter in an environment where it is acceptable to disrespect me, as the mother. The fact that you were perfectly okay with my mother gossiping about me while I was in the next room speaks volumes too. How can I trust that you guys won't talk about me to Dakota in front of her when the two of you don't agree on something I said, did? I'm seeing a pattern here. Mom talks shit on me. You and her both talked shit on dad when I was growing up and I absolutely will not tolerate it. For context for this part, my parents divorced when I was in 8th grade and my grandma and mom would talk shit on my dad at the table when they thought I wasn't paying attention. Your grandma gave your 2-month-old frosting? That's insane. They can't have any solids at that point, let alone frosting. Their digestive system is super sensitive. You're not mad enough in my opinion. Not the asshole. Who walks up to a random baby who is literally attached to a parrot and touches the kid without parental permission? Rude people, that's who. Why is your mother defending rude, random strangers at your expense? Your grandmother was also a total asshole for giving your baby frosting after you clearly said no. Is she the one who is gonna be dealing with the fallout when the baby's digestive system goes haywire? Of course not, that's gonna be on you, all because grandma didn't want to listen when you said no. Do not apologize to either of them. Both of them should be apologizing to you. My mom asked me if she could give my son a bite of ice cream when he was around 1. I said no, not yet. She didn't give him the ice cream. She never asked again, and one day when we were visiting, I told my son to ask Gran if she had any ice cream and my mom's face lit up and she was so excited to give him his first ice cream. It wasn't his first bite, but I wasn't gonna tell her that because I had completely forgotten the earlier conversation and it was adorable. Anyway, she was waiting for explicit permission to give him ice cream, and that's what a respectful relationship looks like when your mom, grandma respect you, your child, and your rules, not the asshole at all. Not the asshole. I feel like this has probably been your life, raised by crazy people who wrong you and then guilt you into apologizing. The frosting thing is f***ing wild. Even just putting a germy finger in Bub's mouth. I would be pretty annoyed. Giving frosting with allergens, colors and sugar to my child without permission. I would be very annoyed. The child isn't even a toddler? It's a frickin' infant several months off starting solids? Oh boy. The final insult to injury, it's an infant you've been specifically told not to give frosting to. Heads would roll. These people are treating you so poorly. And these kind of things will keep happening. They don't respect you. They won't respect your parenting boundaries. They're showing you what they think of you. You should not apologize. You did everything any mother would do to protect the child. From illness, from strangers, from food that can make her very ill and affect the metabolism. Please put your child and yourself first and stay away from people that don't understand, even if it's your family. Not the asshole. What the fuck reeking crap? Your grandmother gave a 2-month-old frosting? Does she have dementia or something? You are absolutely not the asshole, and it sounds like both older women need a timeout because they are acting like children. Did everyone forget how the whole world was literally shut down because of germs and people not staying out of other people's personal space? I hope you have backup childcare because neither of them should ever be left alone with your baby. Am I the asshole for telling my mom that she can't come over after I had my baby? My mother has a history of prioritizing her own wants, desires over what others want. I gave birth last week and invited her to come to the hospital to see the baby. While at the hospital, she stated that she would be coming over to my house, less than 24 hours after I left the hospital, to help out and hold her grandson. My husband and I wanted to spend time alone as a family after getting home, so we told her that she might need to wait until the next weekend to stop by. My mother then stated that we were banning her from seeing her grandchild. She said that her love language is acts of service and I was being mean for not allowing her to come over so soon after birth. We caved and allowed her to come over the day after getting home from the hospital. During her visit, she proceeded to point out everything she believed we were doing wrong as parents, give him the pacifier, put him in the sun, etc., and refused to listen when we told her that we did not want unsolicited advice. Fast forward to 2 days later and she texts me saying, "My grandson misses me." I told her that we are limiting guests until the baby gets his first vaccines at 2 months, but that she could stop by the house in 2 weeks to see him if she'd like. She does not respond to this message. She texts me 2 days later and asks me to call her. A brief summary of the phone call was her saying that my husband and I are keeping her from her grandson, and again stating that she knows what's best for my son. I told her that we are her parents and she has no say in what we do with our child or when we would like to have guests over. She has now begun to complain to other family members that my husband and I are being overly cautious about our child's health and we don't know what we're doing as parents. She thinks that we are being mean in not letting her come over to clean our house even though I never asked her to do that. I'm conflicted because she's my son's grandmother and I want her to feel like a part of his life, but I feel like she is overstepping. Am I the asshole for telling my mother that she needs to respect the boundaries we set for ourselves and child without her input, as well as for limiting her from seeing him weekly like she wants? Not the asshole, boundaries now. What she's doing is unhinged. Get a doorbell camera. Keep your doors locked. If she has a key, just change you locks and don't tell her. If she wants to throw a fit like a toddler on social media or send family after you to harass you, count it as a blessing because she's going to give you all the evidence you need for a restraining order. Your baby only wants you. They can't see. They barely process daytime from nighttime. You just went through a major medical event and hormonal shift. If her love language was acts of service, she'd be cleaning your home, bringing meals and doing everything in her power to make sure you are mentally stable. Instead, she's making everything harder and being hypercritical. Not the asshole at all. Not only did she lie about coming over to help, rather than to critique everything you're doing as literally just first-week parents, she did so after badgering you to disregard your own boundaries for her selfish wants. Not to mention the vaccines. Holy shit, with RSV, measles, COVID, flu, and other nasty bugs circulating these days, I wouldn't let anyone near my newborn until they were at least a few weeks old. You're not being mean to her. You're being mean to yourselves by allowing her to stomp all over your boundaries. Keep firm and have a conversation with your husband about what to say next time she tries to push. Make sure you're on the same page. Your newborn needs to be with his parents, not his grandparents. She can simply wait until you feel up to a visit that you suggest she make. Not the asshole. In the meantime, make an occasional video call to her so she can see your child. Don't make it a regular thing, just once in a while when you have energy and baby is awake and in a good mood. If she starts criticizing your parenting, you need to tell her to stop. And you need to stop giving in to her so that she learns that you are the one who decides, not her. Not the asshole. Just no mother-in-law is for you. Not the asshole. You want to take our personal disagreement to others in the family? Now it will be 3 weeks before you see the baby. Don't let her bulldoze you into giving in. Not the asshole at all. You do not owe anyone, even your own mother, access to your child. Do not let the guilt overwhelm your maternal instincts. You just had a baby. Right now you need to prioritize whatever feels right for you and your baby. Nothing else matters at all.